Before we analyze this run by Daisy Peel and Solar, let's take a look at it full speed. Now that you've seen it at full speed, let's break down this great run by a great handler and start with the opening. The first thing that Daisy does really well is set a very nice line for Solar from obstacles 1 to 2. She gets a very nice turn here. And you see that it's a spot where a lot of handlers might have stood in the dog's way, actually blocking their view of jump number 2 and forcing their dog around them. Sometimes that'll give you the illusion of a tighter turn, but what you're really doing is adding strides. If you take a look in slow motion here, you see that there's no wasted steps for this dog. A fabulous front into the blind, so that's the Ketschker, into the 270. Now for this next part here, you see that Daisy's actually blocking the off-course yellow jump. We actually set this up and tried it ourselves, and it's really hard to get a front cross here at this purple jump. And the reason is that as you execute the front cross, the dog kind of has a choice. And a lot of times they're not going to choose the correct jump. They're actually going to take this off-course jump. But by doing the rear cross, you block it with your body, and that only leaves you the second and correct jump as the option. And that's what Daisy opts for here. So you see she sets a line, great rear cross, good turn, second rear cross into the tunnel. Now you can see that as Solar disappears into the tunnel, Daisy kind of starts heading in this direction. So you would expect Solar, once he comes out of the tunnel, to look for Daisy and kind of head in a parallel direction as well. But you know that he needs to come back a little more sharply to take this broad jump. So what does Daisy do here? Well, you see that as he exits, she turns toward Solar. She gets her right arm up and opens her body toward him, and he responds by turning toward her. She holds her arm out, continues to face him until he's well committed to the broad jump. Once he commits, she's free to move on down the line and get to the next obstacle. So what Daisy's done in essence here is created a long serpentine. Some people call it a non-traditional serpentine. But the cues are the same, and it's a very, very effective move. As she heads toward the panel, she works really hard to create some collection over this panel so she can get a pretty good turn over here. And the reason why is just out of view. If you take a look on your screen here, you'll see this yellow jump, and that's the big off-course trap. If you're really driving your dog over this purple jump and they land long and in extension, they're going to head right for that yellow jump when you actually need them to head back for this 270. So she uses the deceleration at the purple jump. Solar comes back for the very nice 270. And actually a combination 270 Serp move here. Into the weaves, and you see the front followed by the blind, and there's another Ketschker. So right here you see that maneuver again. She gets him into the weaves, executes a well-timed front cross, and moves into the most interesting part of the course. You see that she opts for another 270 Serpentine move here. She takes Solar around the outside, 270, and then a Serpentine to get him through here, and out this way. There are a couple of different options. Anytime you have a choice like this, there are 4 options. I think another option, and probably a little bit faster than the one she chose, would be to loop him this way. Your third option, which I think is clearly slower, would be to bring him in, but then around out. and this way. Your final option that no one's going to do because it's obviously the longest, slowest way is to loop them around this way. And here she just finishes out the run. So you can see on this run that Daisy makes great use of the Ketschker maneuver and the 270 Serpentine skill to really put together a fantastic run. She also makes great use of motion, and she stays out of her dog's way.